print out papers for that stuff.
What?
Why?
I'm old school.
All right.
Why would you print out papers when you could just use your phone?
We are live, baby. Gamers Cast, episode 10. Now, obviously, we are starting a little bit late tonight, guys. And while we're doing this, yep, let me go ahead and turn that bad boy down. Hey, I've already got all this fixed too, man, so that way I don't be hearing you guys, man. I know last time that did not work. Now let me ask y'all this real quick. How do I okay. Well, I was gonna share it. Is it not gonna let me share it? Should be. Well, either way, we are live. So if you guys want to share it, I was gonna try to share it for everybody, but for some reason it's not letting me share the live. I thought you could share live. Is that not a thing? You
should be able to.
That's what I know. Everybody's, dude, this live stuff, dude. Well, you know what I mean? Like I can't practice any of this unless, you know what I mean, I'm like actually doing it, man. So it's like, it kind of stinks. Like I already had everything all written out, being like, oh, we're live. So it kind of sucks that.
Live and learn, bro.
Well. You know, I mean, you know, get everything ironed up.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sharing it right now.
We look back.
I'm not able to share it. My iPad ain't charged.
So. Anyways, we are live.
There. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't. For some reason on here, it's not letting me share it. I don't know why. Like, but anyways, I'm not gonna stress over it, dude.
We're good. You're
we're started out. Yeah, we started out a little bit later tonight, man, because of some of the guys in here was wanting to watch CM Punk. Make a little comeback, man. So we're not gonna spend much time on that, man. But I did want to just go ahead and shout that out because it is pretty big, man. It's probably trending. I guarantee you it is. I didn't check, but it's probably trending.
Oh yeah,
somewhere on the ranks. But yeah, CM Punk's back. That's awesome for AEW. So pretty cool. And with that, he's probably not gonna be on the wrestling code.
Well, anything's possible.
I mean, maybe, but
the forbidden door has been opened.
I don't know who's going to be in the game. I have not defined it like
seriously doubt it. I would seriously doubt it, dude. I guarantee he's obviously going to be in the AEW game, but
I don't know who's going to be and what. I don't know.
Yeah, man. So. But anyways, so we're missing a couple of guys tonight, but that's cool, man. Ken's not here, and
Sheed.
Who?
Sheed.
Who?
Sheed.
Yeah, I don't know. He's never here. But Chris. Hey, man, nice to have you back on the show, man.
Thank you, dude.
That's awesome, dude. Hey, I hope you're feeling better, man. I heard you had COVID there or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I still got it, man. It's real, you know. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Like a lot of people, I didn't care.
Yeah.
And now I got it. I didn't care. I wore a mask for a little bit, then I didn't wear one, but now I got it. You know, I wish I didn't. And it's like really like you get hit with fatigue out of nowhere. It sucks. And,
see, my wife had it, man. My wife had it. This was a few months back, or no, not a couple, but a few months back. And all she ended up with was what was she couldn't smell for like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, and then she had like a little bit of a headache for a little while, but that was about it, man. Everything else was cool. I was around her still doing the normal husband and wife stuff, and I never got it, and I was around a whole bunch of other people that's had it too. But
yeah, I don't know. You know, it's like it could be one of those variants that's been around for so long, but you know,
well, anyways, man, glad that you're here and you're feeling somewhat good. So, I mean, you're able to be on the show. So that's cool, dude.
Yeah, man, I appreciate
able to
it.
make it.
Again.
It's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
I mean, you're up, you're moving. So
that's right. That's very all positive, man. Yep. So, Spike, man.
What's up?
Nice to have you here tonight, brother.
Always a pleasure to be here.
All right, man. Dre 41. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, man? I had to watch CM Punk come back, one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? So
yep.
I watch SmackDown too. I ain't gonna sit there and make it seem like I'm just on a bandwagon. I watch everything.
That's cool, man. Dustin.
Yo.
What's going on, dude?
It's been a damn good week.
I was gonna say, man. I know we always start off with what games we've been playing or something, whatever this week. But yep, that's what I was gonna say. Welcome to Team PS5, baby.
I came home. I was the OG
Nice.
PlayStation.
Came home.
That's awesome, dude. No, man, but congratulations, man. I know we all said it in chat, man, but congratulations. I know a lot of people are still having a hard time getting their hands on one of those.
And
so,
like that whole thing that happened, I never expected that. Like
right.
I literally, like I said, I sent you guys in the chat. I literally got a message from PlayStation saying you have an opportunity to do this. We're gonna send you an email. Went to the email Monday night, said Tuesday at 12 Pacific time. Waited around Tuesday about 2:30. Said you had 45-minute wait. About 3:15. Logged on there. Got my information done. In cart. Added the controller. So then I had they didn't charge for shipping. And lo and behold, it came yesterday. So it's a good day.
Nice, dude. Let's see here. I can do this.
You do know there's no games to play on that, right? But we're not talking about that.
Talking about.
There's no games.
I want to know because I got one over here collecting some dust that I'm considering getting rid of during Christmas for extra.
Listen, I don't want a console that I can't use for anything.
Going on Soberin 6376. I don't know. I probably murdered your name, dude. But what's going on? Here's somebody in the chat, man. So that's awesome. So that's pretty awesome, man. With us being live now, so we can actually interact with people, man, on here. So that's cool. That's what it's all about. But yeah, man. So that's awesome. So you've been enjoying that thing, dude?
Yes, I have been installing stuff and just trying to learn everything.
So now that you finally got your hands on one, and obviously me and Spike already know how great those controllers are. How are you liking it? I
love the controller. I think the controller's awesome.
He's probably not gonna feel the actual difference in playing games until he touches something like Resident Evil 8. Like I said, that's the only game where I've actually felt
that you really noticed. Or the Astro, what is the Astro?
The Astro Playland, yeah.
I was gonna say, because that one right there really shows you about the controller. So I've not really messed with it, that game too much, man. But it's one that I've heard a lot of people say, if you really want to know the limits on that controller and everything, man, to go play that. So let's see. So what games have you guys been playing this week, man? Or in the last week or two?
I've still been playing a lot of the PC games like the Mugen and stuff, the Marvel Infinity War, the Marvel First Alliance. I like that. Like when you pick certain characters like Jean Grey, if you get beat up with her, she dies and comes back as Phoenix, so she's like more powerful. And I'm like, that's cool that every character has like a unique thing like that. I've actually not touched Animal Crossing for like the first time since I've gotten the game. Yeah. I've been playing the Monster Hunter on the Switch, and I think I'm nearing the end of that. So my focus has mainly been on that and Mass Effect 3. Not streaming that. I've just been playing that personally on the PS5 just to like enjoy it for myself rather than just play for others to watch. I'll probably replay it again once I finish it, but that's all I've been focusing on for the past week.
Yeah, I've literally been just playing my arcades, dude. Like
you got that new cabinet too, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been playing all of them, man, a little bit, man, but mainly the new one. Yeah, the Marvel versus Capcom one, man. It's so awesome, dude. So awesome, dude. Just so awesome. I really like it a lot, man. And I've been playing on a lot of the other ones too, man. I know me and my kids, man, we'd be keeping high scores, and obviously they keep it on there. It's not something we have to write down, but they keep it on there, like on the Pac-Man and all that stuff, dude, and blah blah blah. So we'd be battling, trying to see who keeps high score. I've also been, I'm not going to dig too much into it because there's been a lot of games that I've been testing this week, man, on a lot of the games that I picked up on that yard sale a couple of weeks ago, and then the flea market deal. A lot of games that I picked up from there, that's been sitting since early, like mid-June, just sitting on one of my shelves over here that I needed to put in my collection, but I didn't want to put them up yet because I still had to do a video, which I finally got that uploaded a couple of days ago or whatever it was. So I've been testing a lot of that stuff out, like dude. Yeah, I was testing out a bunch of games. One or two games I came across I had already had, and so I was comparing them to the ones I already have, making sure which booklets was better, cases better, the actual disc, what was better or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing a lot of that. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. Not really anything modern, but I'm huge on retro anyways, man. I play that more than modern, man, even though I've got, everything pretty much. Like, what do you have, D? Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing lately though, man. I haven't messed with my PS5 at all or my Xbox Series X other than like watching YouTube or something, man, while I'm doing stuff. But yeah, so the arcade cabinets, man, that's really what I'm all about right now, here lately at least.
Yeah, for me, I've been playing a lot. Back for Blood, I was doing the beta for that.
Right. Forgot about that.
That game's enjoyable. I could see myself purchasing that.
Yeah, well, you don't got to. It's going to be free on Game Pass.
I'll think about buying Game Pass.
I did not know that. Wow. Okay.
I'll think about
it.
that.
To the PlayStation guys.
All right.
The guy in one of the guys in the chat or whatever, man, he was asking about that the Avengers Black Panther DLC.
Played it.
Yeah.
Played it and beat
it. Yeah.
That's that one is hard as hell.
Yeah.
Like the final boss in that, it's like a timed sort of mission where you gotta face Crossbones. I mean, if you haven't played it already, spoiler. At the end, you gotta face.
Watching Jerry struggle to play it.
Yeah, see,
I don't even have the game. I played it and I'm like, it's that hard.
Yeah, it's difficult. You gotta face Crossbones and Claw at the end of the game, but Claw is like a what is it? Vibranium, big giant, stupid, right. Overpowered, stupid dude, and Crossbones is like trying to destroy Wakanda. So you got to beat up Crossbones and still fight off Claw at the same time. And Black Panther is not leveled up high at the end of that. Most of the other DLCs that came with the game, they usually get you around like 50 power, which is, you can do your thing. With Black Panther, I was at like 30. And this is me like running around trying to grab everything. And he was so underpowered. And it was really difficult. Like, I mean,
you can jump back into I'm asking, can you jump back into like the single player campaign and like do missions with him and level him up and then go back and do that?
Yeah, you could go back and play the older missions with Black Panther, but it's now your base of operations is in Wakanda now.
Okay.
So, so once you start that, you're just in Wakanda, and it's like the table where the table where you pick missions, you can't see anything anymore because it's like a mini forest that's hologram.
In the way. Okay.
Yeah, but I've been playing that. Action arcade wrestling, I got into that, and what else was I playing? Action arcade wrestling, Marvel Avengers, 2K. And then that's about it. I think I'm about to get into NBA Live 2005, do a couple of episodes with that, with the All-Star weekend, and reminisce about the good old times.
Right. The golden age.
So Vince is in the chat, man. For those who know Vince, man, retro games are way more complete and just last longer and hold up.
Totally agree.
Facts. Those are the facts for sure. So what about Dustin already went. What about you, Chris, man? You been playing anything lately or?
Yeah, man. Well, I ain't got nothing but time on my hands being all locked up and whatnot.
I was gonna say off of work.
Man, I wish I wasn't. No, I played more Back for Blood. I was kind of surprised that the beta is going so
I've heard mixed things about that, man, which I haven't played it, dude. I know I was all about trying to get on the beta, one of the testers or whatever, man.
Yeah,
and
I
it ended up
remember
not
you
working
saying
out.
that.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on there, man. Actually, Vince who's in the chat. Is me and him both were trying to get on that, man. And
For Back for Blood?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
an
talking
open
about.
beta.
I'm talking about before it was
Before
open.
the open
I'm
beta,
talking
yeah.
about one of the testers
Community
and stuff,
test.
man. Yeah. I was
I
trying to get on
remember
that.
months ago they were talking about that. I
Right.
It's
was like,
good.
I don't know what that
I'm
is.
happy
Yes.
with the way that it played out. It's not like a short campaign for each area.
I just heard, like I said,
I'm
I've only watched a
happy
little bit of
about
stuff because, like, when stuff comes out like that, man, unless I'm testing it or doing something like that, I really don't like to play betas. I will, but sometimes I just stay away from it until the game's actually out and then really
right.
fully.
You don't want to
get
burn
into
out on it.
Exactly. But some of the stuff I've heard, man, was like, and like I said, I usually don't go off what people say, man. I really don't, because everybody's opinions are different and blah blah blah. But I've heard some people say that it doesn't really feel like a true like zombie game or Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. You know, I mean, like, how true of a zombie game do you want? You're wanting, you know, the Walking Dead slow walkers, you know, or what are you wanting? But
The Days Gone runners.
Yeah, I never.
See,
played
that's
original,
what Vince was just now saying too. It's not as charming as Left 4 Dead,
right?
If that makes sense. So
I mean,
that's kind of what I was hearing.
It kind of is the same. You got your oversized zombies and what they had the liquor with the long tongue. I'm sure that's going to be introduced again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy
The
that
jockeys.
the campaign isn't as short as, say, World War Z. You know how the campaign to get through a map.
Yeah, that's something I definitely have played.
And to compare it to that, because that's the next kind of horde game, you know, that you can compare it to. And normally I'm not a big fan of like waves of enemies, like gears and stuff like that. It dies out for me real quick, but it's not bad. I enjoy it. Graphics are good. Other than Back for Blood, I got Diablo 2 open beta is going on right now. So if anybody has a Xbox or PlayStation you're looking to get on that RPG top-down style, then
Diablo 2 or 3?
Yeah, Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Okay.
Yeah, and played a little bit of that today. Had issues connecting an account. I thought I had one, didn't. Played a little bit of UFC 4 to make sure I could still whip Dre if I need to. And
buddy.
I was debating on the new Madden, but I'm wanting to hold out for the college football, you know, next.
Don't get Madden.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money.
Hold out for that. Hold out for that college,
not
man.
2K21, Madden 21. I got that, but you know,
I have it too, and I still ain't played. Actually, when did I play that, Dre? I remember we was talking. This was like months ago, dude. I was like, man, I gave it a shot for like an hour, and I was just like,
no,
couldn't do it.
I downloaded the demo.
No.
It was like, I'm good.
I got it from a flea market, actually, dude. What was that? I got it from like $5 brand new. It was like brand new still for the PlayStation, dude. And I still haven't even opened it because I have it's not called EA Access anymore, but I still pay for that every year.
EA Plus or whatever.
EA Plus.
I got it too. Yeah.
And it's just something that keeps renewing every year, dude. I don't even I forget about it, and the next thing I know, I get an email saying, "Oh, thanks," and I'm just like, "Oh yeah."
Here's a better game than Madden, right?
Game Day.
Oh, for sure, man.
Aren't they going to be making a new Game Day? I heard. No,
I ain't hear about that.
Rumor mill?
No, I haven't heard anything about.
I know 2K is going to make the football game.
Yeah, 2K is, but it's going to be like arcadey though. It's not simulation, right?
I'm pretty sure they'll find a way around it.
Well, until the contract's up, they can't make simulation.
I mean, what they could do is make the base game arcade and put sliders to make it more realistic.
Yeah. They could get away with that probably then.
Ultimately, we all want a college ball game.
Yeah.
I think we've all talked about what we've pretty much been playing, right?
Last podcast. Yeah, we all, I think, have.
Let's see. Let's move right along to our actual first topic. This was going to be.
You passed right on over me, brother.
I thought you talked about playing the PlayStation. Oh,
yeah,
dude,
but I have other.
I thought you started it all.
No. We
Well,
just
that's why I
talking
kind of started you
PlayStation
off.
5.
Man,
No,
like, I know we don't get take turns. We just go, man. But I could have sworn. My bad, Dustin.
No.
My
I
brother.
played Fire Pro.
I've been playing. Girlfriend came down a couple weekends ago. She brought her Retron, plays NES, Super
okay.
NES.
Yeah.
We was playing old NES game called Vegas Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We was playing some blackjack on there. Played Mario World, and then went through Warzone just for the fun of it, and been playing a lot of SmackDown 2. 2K19, of course. Jumped on Action Arcade Wrestling to check that out, which is not bad.
Yeah.
And been doing a lot of Fire Pro.
Nice.
And that's about it for me.
Tell you that lack of online for Action Arcade, it would be a good game for online, just to have a fun smash, beat 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not
Wait a minute,
bad.
they
It's
don't have
better than
online?
Retromania.
Retro
They don't
Man.
have online?
Did they?
Oh.
Did Retro ever come out with the online or no?
No, or if they did, I stopped following it. So
Man, they were supposed to, after they made so many sales, were supposed to have created wrestler too. And
I
that's
suppose that
No
DLC came
creative
out with.
wrestler, yeah.
is the
DLC
DLC
never
The
happened.
unfinished
I don't
storyline.
even want to talk about that game. We've talked so much about that game before in the past. That's just, that game is garbage, dude. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not playing. So, all right, now. Okay, so now we're ready for our first actual topic for the night. And graphics over quality. How many exactly? So how many games nowadays? It's becoming a thing where, you know, a lot of people graphics, and which is cool, you know what I mean? I love for a game to look good as well, but it's becoming too much of a thing nowadays where, you know, a game looks great, but the game sucks. You know what I mean? Like it just plays.
Looking at you, Cyberpunk.
So like what are you guys' opinion on that, man? Like
it all depends on what type of game it is. Where I would, you know, say what type of graphics it needs. If it's a game that's a deep game, great story, even if it's a short game with a great story, graphics aren't important. Like I played the Chameleon. That's a new independent indie game on Steam. All of you should purchase that game. I'm telling you. Like it looks like PlayStation 1, but you have an option to change it to PlayStation 2 graphics. Okay. It just reminds you of those good old 1997 games. You go around and you don't know the story, and you got to learn the story as you play. And it's not you talking, it's you finding tapes and recordings and listening to those, and you learn about the world you're in, like games like that. When it comes to sports, I would say it's more important on graphics because you want presentation like you would see on TV. So there you kind of, you know, you want to balance it out to what you see on TV and what you play on your game. So I guess with those type of games, you have to have great graphics. But
yes,
I mean,
yes and no, though, man. Let's go back to Live 96.
No, not Live
95.
No, Live. Well, that was on Sega.
Hey,
I mean, you could just run around and play.
We didn't know any better back then. That was the pinnacle of graphics for us back then.
Hey, man, the graphics weren't all that great, man, but that game was amazing.
Fun, but that's the best fun. Had. I mean,
what'd you just say? It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Like NFL Blitz.
That's what matters.
I know a lot of people crap on that, but that game was great. Matters. I love that game.
Wait a minute, what'd you say?
NFL Blitz.
Yeah, no, that was fun, man. But you know what? That's
awesome.
That's a game where you have to play with friends, though.
If it's arcade style,
that's not something I could.
Yeah.
That wasn't something I could devote my whole day playing, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like days on end, like 2-3 days in a row. Me personally, I just couldn't play Blitz all the time. If I had a buddy over or a couple of buddies and we were taking turns, you know, winner keeps going, then yeah, obviously, man. But Blitz is a great game. It is. It was.
Yeah. And also, it's I mean, like I said, it always depends on what type of game it is. But honestly, I would rather have the quality of gameplay over the graphics any day. Because if it looks
sure.
good and plays trash, you're just playing Madden.
Now, obviously, there was games back in the days in my time, you know what I mean, back in the old days, you know what I mean? Like that
you acting like you that much older.
Hey, man, I've been playing since technically since 1980 is since I've been playing video games. Technically, hey, I was 2 years old. My first time I started playing video games, man. My mom had me up on the arcades. I know y'all heard the story. Had me up on the arcades at her job, man. She didn't have no babysitter, man, so she had to put me up on the little chairs or whatever, man, and people would throw me quarters all day long while she was at working, man, so I could keep me occupied. And I was playing Pac-Man. That was my very first game ever, man. So yeah, technically I've been gaming since 1980, bro. But what I'm saying is there's a bunch of, there was a bunch of bad games back in the days too. But but that's what I'm saying. Like, graphics don't mean anything to me.
And like, perfect example.
Because I grew up with all that stuff, dude. Atari, Nintendo, you name it, dude. So on, dude. Graphics were it don't mean nothing to me, man. Like So
like I always jump back to games like my number one, Chrono Trigger, or like Grandia, RPG style games, great storylines. I'll always go back and I'll play those. And then like you'll say bad games from back in the past, Batman and Robin that had the surreal graphics, and that was terrible. And what's the other one? Batman Forever, the side-scrolling one on like SNES, another game. It looked great, but it played terrible.
Right. So that's just my opinion on it, man. Like it does not have to be great. Like I said, I play modern stuff, man. Like I do. I play modern stuff, dude. I love graphics. If it looks great, that's awesome, man. But it's got to play good too. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like it's got to play good. Like that's my thing. I would rather the game work, play great, and the graphics just be good. You know what I mean? Now, if you can give me a game that's got great graphics, plays great, and works great, then yeah, we're good. That's just my. But if I had to pick, yeah, definitely for sure, gameplay over graphics, man. Any day.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet. I mean,
yeah,
there's so many examples you have out there to go by. I mean, think about how Doom or Wolfenstein and all of that, you go back to some classic shooters, even, Unreal Championship and all that back in the day.
And all that stuff looked like polygons, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Or think about how big Counter-Strike started from Half-Life 2 mod.
Yeah, that's another one.
Right.
But what was this one Nintendo game? You might be able to help me out with this. It was called like Nomad. I forget. It was a dude with a shotgun, a sawed off, and it was a side scroller, and you would shoot these mutant-looking troll dudes that were coming at you. And you'd upgrade it. It was this dude who looked like Kurt Russell. Yeah, he looked like Kurt Russell, man. He was wearing like a vest, like Escape from LA.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a ball with that game.
Oh,
I mean, even going back to Sega and playing like Mutant League Football, the original,
Hey, that's a fun one. That's a fun one right there.
Yeah. Didn't they have like a hockey version of that too? I think I remember something like that.
I think so. Yeah, I remember. I think I've seen like Xavier Woods playing something like
I feel
that.
like I've definitely seen a video of that too.
The hockey, that sounds familiar. I know the football one for sure.
They had a cartoon of it too, right?
Yes.
I'm not
yes,
sure.
They did.
Yeah, they had a cartoon of Mutant League Football.
Did they? Okay,
I think that was an NBC cartoon, like with Battletoads and that stuff.
Speaking of that, real quick, not to change the subject, Rocky Balboa was supposed to be a G.I. Joe. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay.
He was. I'm serious.
I believe it.
Rocky Balboa was supposed to be a G.I. Joe, and then something happened, and now he was changed to just a Boa.
Huh. I didn't know
and they killed him multiple times.
They killed him multiple times.
No.
Did not know that.
Random trivia by Dre, guys.
All right, now this next, okay, let's go ahead and swap up the topic. Let's go to next topic on the list. Now this one, okay, so this is going to be kind of a little bit of a tricky one. So it's not, okay, so let me go ahead and just, your favorite game based on a movie. Now, now,
Die Hard.
There's a bunch. Now, that's what I'm saying. Now, so pretty much so the movie, let's say the movie came out and then the game came out afterwards. Now let's not just name like oh, just for instance, you know what I mean, like oh, Miles Morales on PS5.
I wasn't even
like,
thinking anything modern.
Like you know what I mean, like that's not
technically based on the movie.
That's not based on the movie. Right. So we're talking like actual games.
Like Cliffhanger. That was
based off of the movie.
That was a horrible game.
Which one did you say?
Cliffhanger. You remember that?
Hey, but which one? Which one are you talking about?
Like for the old Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Hey, the one for the Sega CD, or was it the Saturn? I think it was Sega CD.
It was a Genesis, wasn't it?
It was on Genesis also, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it also came out for the Sega CD or Saturn. I can't remember now. I think it was Sega CD. That one wasn't as bad.
Or Jaws. You remember playing Jaws on Nintendo?
Yes. And if you technically wanted to say that, I mean, I wouldn't pick that one, but
I mean, Cliffhanger wasn't my pick.
But that Jaws, that Jaws NES wasn't bad though, man. I liked it.
It was the PS2 Jaws.
It's been a long time since I've played that one. But
was the PS2 version any good?
The PS2 version, but was that really based off the movie though? See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying like this one's a little tricky because you could just name something. You know what I mean? Like if I said, "Oh, Maximum Carnage," but that wasn't based off it. You know what I mean? Or one of the Spider-Man games, or one of this. Like I'm talking about a game based.
Well, since you spent time into arcade, you know that Die Hard game. You know, and then you had the
Die Hard trilogy.
Yeah, and you had the snowmobile coming down and you had to shoot them. There weren't a lot of shooters back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, young kids, you don't understand. There weren't a lot of shooters. You wanted to play a shooting game, you went to the arcade. And then you would just hope that one of them would fall onto Sega or Super Nintendo. Back in Nintendo days or whatever, you had Duck Hunt. And that was it.
See, Vince just made a perfect, like he said, it's like Spider-Man 2. On PlayStation, or even it was even on the GameCube too. You see, like that was based off the movie. You see what I'm saying? Like something that.
I'll throw it further back, and I'll say one of my favorites was Judge Dredd.
Okay.
On the Super Nintendo.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I would say
I was gonna throw one out there to get it kind of going since everybody's kind of like but go ahead, Dre.
Besides Die Hard trilogy, I would have to say RoboCop.
Which one?
The first one. The first one.
The NES
Genesis.
Okay.
When you shoot them and they just turn into a paint splatter of blood.
Yeah.
I just loved seeing the gun come out of his thigh. I thought that was so cool as a kid. I'm like, oh, there it is. You know.
Oh, and that's another thing I like about Back 4 Blood. They got that RoboCop gun in there. That's just fully automatic. You just go in with it. I love it.
Nice.
So I was sitting there thinking, you know what I mean? Because I was like, man, there's a bunch of really good ones. And there were several, man. But I the one that I'm going to show, why I picked it, because not only, I mean, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. I think the movie came out in 88, 89. But it's an awesome movie, man. If you guys have never seen it, I mean, I'm sure some of you have, or all of you maybe. Good movie. But the game, it's one of my favorite games, period, man. And I'm not I wouldn't put it in my top 5 or probably not even in my top 10, but it's one of my favorite games. Like I love it to this day. I've talked about it a bunch of times. I know Spike has heard me talk about it. Maybe some of you have too. But Willow.
Dude, I just watched that with my girl like yesterday.
For the NES. Hey, this is an awesome, excellent RPG, dude. Hey, I love this game.
You're pigs. Dude. You're all pigs.
Hey, this game is freaking awesome. Dre, stop hating on Nintendo.
I ain't even say nothing.
Willow. This is a great game though, man. But see, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's not about Like,
He likes it because it plays like Zelda.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, here's a fact though. The sprites on this game, naming Willow his sprite, Link to the Past, technically Zelda 3 or whatever for the Super Nintendo, stole the sprite from this game.
Oh wow.
For Link. That's a fact. That's a true fact that a lot of people don't know. But yeah, awesome freaking game, dude. I've talked about this game a lot. I know some of y'all have had to hear me talk about this game, dude. So it wasn't one I'm just throwing out there, dude. I love this game, dude. I've loved it ever since I was a kid.
I watched the movie a lot when I was a kid. That's as far as
So
I
did you?
Willow.
Did you ever play that though? Probably not. No.
I seen it. Like I seen gameplay, and I was like,
hey, a lot of people haven't played it, man, and don't realize it, man. But it's very cryptic. And it's an excellent RPG game, dude. It's got a lot of good stuff to it, man. But that's probably, I mean, like I said, it's probably not my top, but it just popped out of my head. I was like, dude, Willow, like it was based on the movie, and it's an excellent game. I love it. So
I want to give you the worst movie adaptation to a game that I've ever played. No Escape. I literally cannot. I can't. If I play that game for 5 minutes, I've died 10 times. That game was the most ridiculous. It literally starts you in the game, no explanation. You just start off running, and you're running from people. And it doesn't tell you how to climb, doesn't show you how to sprint. It's just like, play the game, figure it out. And I just died multiple times. No Escape. Worst game. It was for Sega Genesis. It was trash.
Like one game I played as a kid, I don't know if it was actually based off the movie, but it was called same title as Ghostbusters 2 for NES. I'm not sure if it was actually based off the movie.
I mean, it would have to be. I think you fight Stay Puft at the end, I believe.
I know the first Ghostbusters for NES was trash.
Game sucked.
Hey, wait. Have you ever played same game, but it's not the same game because it's so much better, and it's like it's just a different game actually. But Ghostbusters, okay, not for NES because that one was trash, absolutely trash. But Ghostbusters for the Sega Master System.
Wasn't it the same? It's not the same for the gameplay?
It is not near the same, not even remotely the same, doesn't even look the same. Let me look it up real quick. If I haven't played it, it definitely looks way better. Yeah. It not even just looks better. Map. Yeah. Yes, dude. It don't even just look better. It is way better. Like it's an actual fun game that makes sense when you're playing it too. Like the other one was just like, what is going on here? Like
I know there's another game that I seen that I was like, where they says that you play exactly how the movie was. That was the Rocky game from PS2, which I have not had a chance to check it out. I thought about getting it, but
I'm actually surprised you brought up the Ghostbuster game, Dustin, and you didn't bring up the one that came out on 360 and then was re-released here.
Well, here's the thing though, that one
that's
not part of a movie though.
That one, okay, so that wasn't based
no, that was the only original thing.
That was like the unofficial Ghostbusters 3, where it's like it takes place where you're the new recruit. You're an original character, but you don't get to customize the character, and you're the new recruit, and then you're helping them recatch some of the ghosts that they've caught in the previous movie.
Like I can't say Power Rangers the movie because a lot of the parts of the game were not from Power Rangers the movie.
Oh, did we?
So I can't say that.
We just swapped around for some reason.
Yeah.
That was weird. That's weird how that happened just now.
The Power Rangers the movie, I can't say, oh yeah, it's based off the movie. No.
Very loosely based.
Yeah, even the not 360, what the heck, but the Sega wasn't really even based off the movie. Just had the same Ninja Zords.
I had to swap us back, man. I was all used to looking at everybody the way it was. I had to swap us back. That was crazy. That's never happened before. But anyways, yeah. Sorry.
It happens.
I was just sitting here all of a sudden and just swapped people around for some
He
reason.
pulled
Never seen that.
the Malachi Black.
Well, to be honest, I thought maybe like Ken was just gonna popping in or something like, "Hey, I'm late," but that's what I thought maybe at first. But anyways, yeah. Anybody else? I think
I'll throw out a terrible one that I don't know. It has a place in my heart, and again, it's Batman and Robin on PlayStation 1. And I only like it just because like you're in the Batcave and you can pick Batman, Robin, Batgirl, and then like with Batman, you're in the Batmobile, Robin and Batgirl are on the bike, and then when you go out into the street, like when you have to get to like I think the first mission is you have to go to the museum. You're actually driving in the streets like GTA style. You can actually get out the vehicle, have crimes in progress, jump back in it. Terrible, terrible game. I've not made it past the third mission, but they tried their best to make
it's one of the first games that's ever done.
It was
that,
actually
right?
on
wasn't
PlayStation?
that
It's on PlayStation 1, yeah.
wasn't that actually
Really? I
technically
thought it
before
was supposed to be
GTA?
like Super Nintendo.
Yeah, like I said, it's the first game to have you like go in a vehicle and drive in an open world. A lot of people sleep on that game because the movie was terrible. Like I bought it as a kid for I want to say $20, and I tried it out. Load times are horrible. The combat is terrible. I just really like the whole fact that you got to drive around. You could get out the vehicle, go back in, actually enter buildings and stuff. And there's like puzzles, Batman style puzzles. So like you'll pick up one thing, pick up another thing, and then have to go to the Batcave, put the clues together to figure out like where Mr. Freeze is gonna go to do his next heist or whatever to try and get the diamonds or the jewels or whatever the plot of that movie was.
Did you ever play the Batman Returns game?
The Genesis one?
Well, I mean, it was on Super Nintendo.
It was
right?
on Super Nintendo
Was
as
it on-
well.
I think I played it on Genesis, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember playing that, and then you
Awesome
had to
game,
shoot the
too.
grappling hook into the wall right
Mm.
when he has the hostage chick. But that game was so hard, man.
Hey, it's a good game
The
too.
I
original
still have that
Batman
on a
was
ROM and I
hard
can't
too.
beat that.
Hey, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It not only is it hard, it looks good
Yes.
and it plays great.
Great soundtrack too.
Great soundtrack. Yeah, it's a really awesome game. Glad to have that in my collection because it's a really good game. Yeah, I love those Batman games, dude.
Michael
The
Keaton
old ones, at
returning to
least.
the helm too, huh?
Yeah.
I'll hear about that with the next movie that they're doing, or no, in the Flash movie, right?
The Flash movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Flash.
When is that movie supposed to even come out?
I'm assuming next year.
Probably.
Here's a. I think I've probably talked about it on here before, man. I'm not even a big DC person, dude. But when I was a little kid, dude, like Flash was like one of my favorites because he was
I even watched the terrible
because he was
show.
super fast and like I was like really fast runner when I was a kid and through school, all through school. hey, in high school and middle. Well, it was middle school and high school. It was ran a 4.3. Well, I ran a 4.3 in football pads. Thank you, sir.
Well,
In
let's
football
just
pads with cleats. 4.3,
let's just put it
baby.
out there.
I was very
DC
fast,
animated
very
movies
fast.
are better than the actual DC live action movies.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna
Nothing wrong
disagree
with
with you there. Yeah, although they're
Did y'all-
stepping
wait
their
a
game
minute.
up.
I like
with,
what
like,
Snyder
Suicide
did.
Squad.
Whatever.
Like how they did like Long Halloween, part 1, part 2.
Mm.
That was really good.
Did anybody watch What If?
Yes.
did. Yeah.
Yes.
What
yes.
if?
Marvel's What If?
Yeah. It just
Oh,
came out.
no, I have not.
Gotta
Check it
watch
out.
it.
It's worth
Check
a
it out.
watch.
Yo, it's really good.
I
Yo,
was laughing on that second episode.
the second episode, how they washed Thanos, like literally T'Challa just made
Is it on?
Thanos
Is it on the
change-
Disney?
Yeah.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
He-
Okay, I have to check it
literally
out.
just made Thanos change his mind about sacrificing half the universe.
With just a conversation.
Huh.
Right? Just during the conversation, he was
I
like,
chose a
probably
different
shouldn't do it.
career
and he
path.
became a bartender. Like,
I'm gonna have to give it a shot. How many episodes is out so far?
it's only
Just two.
2 now.
Just 2. Okay.
It comes out every
Is it-
Wednesday.
Is it like 45 minutes to an hour each show or less?
30.
Like 45 minutes.
30, 40 minutes, yeah.
I'm gonna have to start that tonight.
It's worth watching. It's
The
definitely
first
worth
episode-
watching.
Oh, dude, I love Marvel. Y'all
The
know
first
this.
episode is if Peggy Carter became the first Avenger, and then the second one is if T'Challa became Star-Lord.
Interesting.
And they do have their actual voices. Some of the characters, not all of them,
Mostly.
but a good portion of them have their actual characters. Like it's so tough. Like
I think Batista's the only one that they didn't call in.
it sounded like him though.
Yeah, I had to like.
Mhm.
I saw a tweet where somebody asked him like, "Why wasn't he in it?" And then he was like, "Because they didn't call him."
They didn't ask me. He said they didn't ask me.
Yeah, even when I
do.
It sounded like him. Like when the credits popped up, I paused it and I'm like, "Oh wow, yeah, it really wasn't him."
I remember him tweeting that out, man.
You should have saw the memes that they had for Captain Carter.
Yeah, I seen him.
Yo, disrespectful, like holding up Steve Rogers, and it got real weird. It was weird. But it's worth watching.
I will give that a shot. Let's go on to the next topic, guys. And this is going to be one that I think we'll all like. If you want to give, sometimes we do it, man, honorable mentions. I know some people hate that. If Vince is still in the chat, he's probably going to hate it. But I said that you guys can give an honorable mention, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But anyways, your top 3 favorite controllers or controller of all time, your top 3 favorite of all time over all consoles or whatever, man. And like I said, if you want to do an honorable mention, you can. Top 3 favorites. I know it's kind of a brainer, man, but that's why I wanted to throw these out here to you guys, man, without like, because you know what I'm saying? Like if you got to think too hard, then it's not a favorite, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Like I know right now, number 1, the PlayStation 5 controller with the haptic feedback and everything. Like I said,
so that's already being thrown up in your
that's
top
my number
3.
1. Like it blew my mind when I was
really
playing, I think I mentioned it, playing Resident Evil 8 and using the regular pistol, and I'm just like, okay, regular. And then when you switch to like the grenade launcher or the shotgun, and you get that resistance when you pull the trigger, like that, that blew my mind.
I'm actually shocked, man, that you I'm not, but I am kind of shocked.
I guess again, it's gonna be PlayStation again, the PlayStation 3 controller, because
hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it.
Mainly because like I had the big clunky, the OG Xbox controller, and then I was like, I'm sticking with Xbox, and like PlayStation always was like a secondary to me. So then when 360 came out, I had that, and then I eventually got the PS3. Like I bought it used like probably 3 years after it came out. And like the first time I held a controller, I thought they gave me like a dud controller. It was so lightweight compared to what I was.
Man, let me see your hands, Spike, man. You got little Burger King hands. Because hey, the PS3 controller, the PS3 and the PS4 controller, I cannot stand, dude. They're so tiny.
I like the slimness of it. Like I got 2 controllers here,
man,
like literally.
My hands are big, bro. I cannot. Them little bitty controllers, man. I'm like, I can't stand them.
I like them.
I would say for me, my most favorite controller is the
3.
Sega,
your top 3. Your
top 3. Oh, the Sega
3.
Turbo controller.
Okay.
That would be my first.
The 6 button one.
6 button, yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
I would say
Great
the
controller.
second have to be the PlayStation 2 controller.
Okay.
And I would say the third would have to be the Xbox 360.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll go next, man, because you brought up the Sega 6 button controller, and this one was actually it's so hard, man. But I'm gonna have to go with this one. It's like 2 of them that's gonna be. I know Vince is gonna hate me if he's in here right now, bro, for me saying this, but it's either my third or it's tied for the honorable mention, man, because it was so hard to pick because I love these controllers, and there's other ones I love, like so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it right now. I did not pick PS5 controller, is not in this, and here's why. I love that controller too, Spike, and it was so hard for me not to put it in there, but it's still so fresh. Even though I've had the console now for several months.
Yeah, you've had it about a month.
It's still right. It's still like, and I love the controller, man, but I have not played enough with it. And I know that I've been so busy for the last couple of months or more that I really haven't even been on there playing it. So I know you've had more time in it than I have. So you've gotten more love with it. But I mean, when I do put it in my hand, it does feel amazing. I do love it. I already said I think it's going to go down as probably one of the greatest controllers. it is my favorite PlayStation controller of all time, for sure. But I didn't put it in there just because I feel like in time it will eventually reach up there to being one of my favorites. But anyways, kind of tied for number 3, but honorable mention, and that's the Sega Saturn controller, which, like you said, the Sega Genesis controller 6-button, they mastered it. They went after it and mastered it. And then, of course, it's got the, it's got the shoulder buttons, and it's got the 6 amazing buttons here. And it's just the whole feel of this controller. It's always been one of my favorite. And like I said, it reminds me, and it feels like that controller, that Genesis 6-button controller, but it's above and beyond that controller. Here was the next one that I was going to say that's kind of like tied with the number 3 spot or honorable mention. It's kind of hard to pick, but love this controller. It's the D-pad, which is like not a D-pad because it's a joystick, but it's a D-pad joystick. The best ever. And when it comes to this, everything just feels amazing. The Neo Geo controller. Absolutely love it. If you can hear it. Oh boy, this is an amazing, and it just feels so good in your hands. Nothing poking you, the clickiness just when you're playing. It's just, I love it, dude. I love this controller, dude. It is freaking amazing, and very, very expensive controllers. Yes, I had to throw that out there because I had to get all that stuff imported from Japan. Oh my God. Next up, and this is like a guaranteed number 2, no question about it. The GameCube controller.
Okay.
Hey, Dre missed out on Nintendo. He already stopped playing. But hey, man, dude, man. I love the GameCube controller. The GameCube controller, I thought was amazing. Everything about it, just amazing. I love this controller.
I have 0 complaints about it. To me, I adapted to that easier than I did the Nintendo 64 controller.
Yeah. It's just
your
a really
grip
good controller.
for those buttons on the right, the face buttons? I need to see the grip.
The design of that controller is so ass. I'm sorry. It's such an ass design.
You're trying to perform a sexual act on your controller.
Dude, no, man. Like, look how I'm holding it, man. Look, that's perfect, bro. Perfect.
It's buttons. I'm sorry. It's
then the right above it, boop, boop. Man.
The look of disdain that I have. That's
perfect, man. We did over there before. And then number 1, man. And I just grabbed this one, even though it's technically not the one that I'm talking about. But so I've always been a fan of the Xbox controllers, not the original, that Duke controller. Oh Lord, even though I got big hands, I that controller was so ass. But the next one that came after that, dude, so many companies have modeled after the Xbox controllers because they just got it right. They just did. They just got it right. You know what I mean? And so each one has just gotten better. The 360 controller was absolutely amazing, and it's hard to go, and then it's hard to get better than that. But then I feel like the Xbox One controller just went above that and made it that much better. You know what I'm saying? Like for me. And so I was gonna grab an Xbox One controller, but I was just like, man, let me go ahead and just grab the Series controller because, in my opinion, it just kept going. Like they stuck with that design. And I know some people's like, man, they should have done a little bit more than add just the share button. And this right here actually swoops in just a tiny bit more than the Xbox One controller. So it's not exactly the same. It does curve in just a tiny bit more. The triggers are actually better. Like they're actually better. And it's just everything just feels great, man. And then it's got the
grip
they
got on the triggers on the back of
it. That too. Yes. Yeah, it's got grips now. It's rough here and it's all rough right here. it just feels amazing, man. Like this is this is gaming right here. Like to me, like and like I said, I could have easily have picked the 360 controller. I could have easily have picked the OG Xbox controller, not the Duke one, but or the Xbox One. Like I could have picked any of those, and they're almost all the same, just slight little differences. I just feel like they just kept getting better with it, man. And like I said, I know that I had on my channel, this is months ago, man, when I was comparing the Xbox Series X controller to the PS5, and I kept going back and forth because I was like, man, I really do like this PS5 controller. It's just I haven't been with it enough. This just feels natural to me. Even though with the slight little changes, it still feels natural to me. Like this is something I've been gaming on for years. You know what I mean? The PS5 controller is still so new, even though I love it. And like I said, it will eventually go in my top list. I just know it because it's such a great feeling controller.
I feel like that's why it shifted to my number one because
right. And I'm not hating on it either. I was just a little surprised, dude, because
it's like after
I'm actually surprised you didn't pick a SNES controller, bro.
That was I didn't get to my third. That's gonna be the third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was really surprised because, dude, hey, the SNES controller was almost. I was like I said, I got a bunch of controllers, man.
Which is crazy because I got this thing. 1 second. The freaking this thing that I carry with me, and it's pretty much it's a portable, and I can play SNES, NES,
and it's shaped just like the SNES controller.
It's designed like a SNES controller.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. What about you, Dustin? I think Dustin and Chris is the only ones that really haven't went yet.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah, you don't have to. If you want to, you can.
I got two that are tied. The Turbo Sega Genesis controller and the Turbo Super Nintendo controller. Because
he's a cheater and he likes those controls that help him cheat.
And they came handy, especially playing like Roll Rumble and what was it, Raw.
You need
they
to
came in
turn
handy,
Xbox
try to do the tie-ups.
in UFC 4. That's what you need.
But other than
he disappeared
that,
again.
He disappeared again. Dustin's the reason why stuff's getting messed up. Stop disappearing, Dustin.
I ain't trying to.
You're good. Go ahead.
Phone's been stupid. But anyways, my top three. My number one, PS2.
Okay.
Because I spent a lot. Well, PS1, PS2, which were pretty much the same thing.
Same.
Yes.
Until
they added
I know
the
PS1
analog.
at first didn't have the analog sticks. Then they brought in the analog sticks, which is.
And then after that, it was virtually the exact same controller.
Yeah, it's just same thing.
Yeah.
Number two, Nintendo 64.
Really?
Love the 64 controller.
I don't hate it like
that's
a lot
one
of
they
people
ever
do.
made.
I don't hate it like some people do because I like I said, I do have big hands, so it never bothered me. I still. It's your picks. I wouldn't put it in my favorites, man, but I do like the controller too. So I do like the controller.
Number three, Xbox 360.
Good pick. So many companies has modeled their controllers after the Xbox controllers, man. So I mean, you know, I mean, they've got it right. They got it right.
Like the controller
like you
for
said
my
before,
I mean, even the
Xbox.
PS5 controller. When it was introduced, man, and everybody was like, man, look, Sony's like done modeled it after the Xbox controller somewhat, dude. Other than the analog placement, still, it's modeled somewhat after the Xbox controller, man. I mean, dude, there's the Wii U controller, the Wii controller, the pro ones. The Wii U controller, I almost grabbed that thing because that thing feels amazing. That's a great controller as well. Feels amazing. And the battery life on that thing is longer than life itself. You can charge that controller. And
PS3 controller. Only thing bad part about the PS3 controller is the triggers. I didn't care for the triggers on the PS3 controller.
The battery packs are really horrible in those too, man. A lot of people complain about that. dying, and then you have to
Yep.
replace those things,
Mhm.
opening them up and replacing them. Horrible. What about you, Chris?
Well, I think I got to go with PlayStation 2 being probably my number 3.
Okay.
And you know, back then mainly I was playing, Madden and wrestling. Really, I didn't get too much into anything other than the normal with like Grand Theft Auto and all that when it came out.
Mhm.
But it just felt good. It was really the first controller that had that winged feel, and I'm 6'5.5", so I got a big hand. I play bass and my hand will wrap around the neck. I got a picture of me and Moose going like that together, and you could tell like I'm taller than he is.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say me and you like eye to eye, bro.
yeah.
I'm like 6'5" too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that comfortability and the winged design of a controller actually means a lot.
Mhm.
So fond memories on PlayStation. I agree that the first Xbox controller was trash.
Yeah. The Duke.
I'm
The Duke,
actually one
yes.
of the like back in the day when it was like people were getting on wrestling for Raw and Raw 2 and WrestleMania, whatever.
Mhm.
I didn't like them. I was not a fan. I campaigned the EFED I was in to go back to SVR 2007 on PS2, which I think is highly underrated. But anyway, I think I'll jump to my number 1, and that's the 360 controller. With fighting games or anything that required button mashing to get out of a situation, I'll show you right here. The high roll on the analog stick right there
Mhm.
allowed me to rock my thumb right here in between the fingers and
Mhm.
button and just go to town. I
Mhm.
didn't have a lot of people who could out tap me due to that and wrapping my thumb in a shirt, but I people would hear it and be like, how are you holding your controller? I'm like, I'm not telling you. That's like a decade of me not giving people the insider secret, but since we don't have that tap bay game or butt mashing on wrestling anymore, it don't matter. But
Yeah.
the design of that allowed me to do it, and I had a great time on a lot of the games. But the triggers I always thought was a revolutionary thing, and it felt good. And I can say the same thing you said about the Xbox One controller or a Series X. Actually, like when you were talking about how it's more rounded on the edge,
Mhm.
I agree with you there. The PlayStation 5 controller, I feel like it fans out too much, and the analog sticks being down below, it seems like it's further down than what it used to be.
Mhm. It
I'm
is
not
different.
sure.
It's actually a bit wider as well.
Yeah.
The analogs are just a tiny, which I'm surprised you don't like that part of it, because that was a big problem I had with the PS4 and the PS3 analog sticks. My thumbs would always like hit whenever I was doing stuff. Like I felt like they collided, and
Mhm.
I actually like the way they separated it a bit more, because now it doesn't do that so much for me, at least. But that's one thing about the PS5 controller. They went that whole route of changing it, and I guess that's their thing, man, is keeping those analog sticks. So I get it, but if they would have made it, you know what I mean, like
just kind of moved the
had a
analog
corner
stick up there.
Yeah,
And I feel like the
man.
face buttons and the D-pad are just way too far out now.
Mm.
And that's why I do like the Xbox controller. Everything is compact. It's right there, even though the controller is big itself.
Yeah.
I think that gaming, though, with that said, is still going in the right direction with their accessories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go to the next topic, and this is going to be one of the last one or whatever, and then we'll do our outros. But last topic, top 3 side scroller only games. your top 3 side scroller only games.
Sonic 2, Streets of Rage 2. Damn. Another side scroller?
There's so
Damn,
many.
what was
Dre.
that? What was the name of that game?
There's so many good ones.
I couldn't beat it to save my life. Comic Zone.
Hey, that's a good
wow,
one.
yes.
That's a good one. That's a really good game.
Yep.
That's
my
a
3.
really good game.
Difficult to tell, but it looked good.
I never beat that either. Yeah.
That's a
That
good game.
was on 360, no? Also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Comic Zone, was it on 360?
Originally
the
Genesis,
original was on the
but then-
Genesis, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
so
but
then-
they brought it as arcade classic.
Okay.
Yeah. And I figured as an adult, I'll be able to beat it now. Nope. Nah.
I got it on an emulator. I still can't beat it.
Yeah, same. It's on this thing. I can't.
The game was just made to be impossible to beat. I never seen anybody beat it.
Without a code.
That reminds me of Pitfall. Remember Pitfall?
Yeah.
Original
Which one? Because there's so many.
I mean, the one on Sega, right?
That one wasn't as bad as the one on Nintendo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because there's a bunch of pitfalls, man. You got the NES, you got obviously the Atari, you've got the there's
I'll
so
go
many pitfalls.
To mine, Contra.
I was
Has
gonna
to
say,
be
like,
my
I was
number one
surprised
of all
Contra
time
wasn't in your
side-scroller.
list. Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know. Do you consider Rygar a side scroller?
Rygar is a
original?
side scroller.
Yeah.
Rygar is a side scroller. If you're talking about the
one with the
Nintendo
shield.
one, the Nintendo one, yeah, the NES one, that is
Yeah.
a side scroller, and that almost made my list because I love that game.
Yeah. And I remember that in Golden Axe.
Okay. Hey, another banger.
Yes.
I mean, that
Another
was like
banger.
my first like fantasy game, like for knights and all that elves and all that,
Gotta face off with Death Adler.
and I forget which one it was that had you like visually upgrade your armor. Like when you got your upgrades, it visually upgraded your character. And I don't know if it was Golden Axe 2 or 3.
Okay, I was gonna say I know it wasn't 1. It might have been 2 and 3 actually.
Can I add one more? Ultra Beast. I'm done.
Yes, you actually
Yeah, I
know.
was
You
gonna
definitely
say that.
can. You
That was
definitely
gonna be on
can.
my list.
Because I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, man. So you definitely can cheat a little bit if anybody else wants to. I'll go ahead and go since I'm already talking about cheating a little bit. Favorite, no surprise. Link, Zelda 2. Favorite side scroller. It just is. It just is. Stop it. Leave me alone, man. I'm a Zelda mark. Leave me alone. Next one, and it's not. And dude, I cannot. I can't pick which one. And they're all like kind of like the same. So I'm just gonna throw them up. But Contra.
Nice.
That's Castlevania.
I was to say that's
Oh
definitely
yeah, Castlevania. So
The
I was
Contra's
looking
in
at.
the
I was
back.
looking at. Yeah, I was looking at something. Here's all
Castlevania.
Castlevania 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bloodlines. They're all about like the same, not obviously not the same game, but they're all on the same line. You know what I mean? So it was hard for me to pick. I was like, man, I gotta throw one of these in there because I love this series so much, and it's one of my favorites, man. So and it's a side scroller, man. So I was like, let me just grab a bunch of my favorite Castlevania ones. Same with this. It's kind of hard to pick, but at the same time, this isn't really cheating because virtually they're like the same game, but because it was made on a different platform, certain little stages are different, certain little things are different, but it's got a different name, but it's almost the exact same game. Turtles in Time and
Oh yeah, I
Hyperstone.
saw that on your.
No, they're not the same game. Whoa,
It-
whoa.
Wait, they are very close. It's not the same. If you must not remember, then there's several stages that are the same. There is a few stages that's not. That's why I said they changed it up and got a different name. Hey, I'm a diehard, bro. I know my thing. I'm telling you, there's a lot of similarity in those games. That's why there's so much when people talk about it, like which is better, which one's better.
Exactly, because they're not the same game.
I literally said they're not the same game, but they have some of the same stuff to it, man. There is some of the same stages. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you wrong.
So there's no stages.
You can't say
there's no stages in either one of those games that are the same.
But it's not the same game.
I know this.
So what do you say? Like how you?
I said they're not the same game, but they're kind of are because they've got some of the same stages,
You
man.
contradicted yourself. You just
Not really.
No,
they got
he's
some of
saying
the same
that they
stages.
that they use.
They use some of the same stages, even though some of the stages are different.
It's like 2K reusing video game models, basically. They're
Same
reusing
game,
assets to put out the next game.
Yes.
But it's
So that would be mine. Leave me alone, Dre. Dang it.
All right.
And then obviously my honorable mention, man, Contra, dude, because Contra. What? You gotta put Contra in there, dude. One of the greatest games ever made. But that's mine. Like I said, I had to cheat a little bit, man, because it was kind of hard to pick.
All right, I'll go next on this one. My honorable mention, Golden Axe.
Awesome game.
Number
Awesome
3,
game.
Turtles the arcade game.
Yes. Awesome.
2, the Xbox One version they came out of Power Rangers.
Okay.
I don't even know.
And
I don't know that one. Man.
No, wait a minute. Is that I can't remember that one. Is
it's
that
pretty
an
good
actual
side
that is-
scroller game,
Okay. I can't remember that one.
And number 1, X-Men.
X-Men.
Which
The one that the arcade they did on 360.
Okay. See, I didn't know if you were talking about the because there is several. There's the NES ones. There's Genesis ones.
The X-Men 2 Clone Wars.
Hey, those are awesome games right there, bro. Woo.
I'm also going to cheat like you did, D. Captain America and the Avengers.
Okay.
Had to throw that
I
one.
respect that.
I'm gonna keep mine simple. Mario 3.
Which one?
Mario 3.
Mario Brothers 3.
Mario?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great game.
Contra, because I feel like Contra should be in everybody's side scrollers.
Yes.
I'll go different and say Super Contra. I like Super Contra.
Hey, that's an awesome one too, man.
Yeah. And I don't know.
And Alien Wars, the third one too. Let me stop. Go ahead.
And Scott Pilgrim, that's like a personal favorite of mine. I know it's a more recent game, but
I don't
I'm
mean
a
nothing.
fan of the movie. I got all the comics, I got the shirts, the posters, everything. I like it.
I mean, basically, why I went old school, man, because I love retro so much.
Right.
You don't have many side scrollers nowadays.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Would you consider Metroid a side scroller?
Which Metroid? Because if you're talking about the OG ones, it definitely is. Yeah. Oh, it is a side scroller. The first one is definitely a side scroller.
I'd say honorable mention, or I'll put that as my 3, and I'll move Scott Pilgrim to honorable mention, and I'll say Super Metroid.
Even Super Metroid is. Yeah, I was just gonna say even Super Metroid is a side scroller. What? How is it not? There's no up and down at all. I mean, you can go up and down, but it's a side scroller.
Enemies are coming left and right. Yeah.
Right. It's a side scroller. You go left and right for the most part. The only time you go up and down is like up and boards sometimes. It is a side scroller.
I mean, if you wanna be like that, then technically like the Turtles game that you listed.
Or Contra would not be a side scroller too if you're going that route.
Yeah, because they got the stages where
you're growing up, the waterfalls. That's the side scroller.
Super Contra has the top down, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's got that part too. Yep. When you're in the in-between levels, man. It's got
like, well, okay.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, okay. I mean, even going that route, you're saying that this isn't a side scroller then.
I don't like Link Zelda games, so
but the only part of this that's not a side scroller is when you're on the above map part, when you're walking around the map or whatever. The
side scroller.
Man, it is that is a side scroller, man. What? That is a side.
Okay,
It is an open world side scroller.
That don't even make sense. It's an open world game.
But that's only when you're walking around it. When you're in action, it's straight side scrolling, man. Dre,
If you want to get
stop.
technical like that, no side scroller game other than like Mario and stuff. But like I would say I like Judge Dredd as a side scroller, but there are stages where
Yeah, but
you're
there's
on the
even
back,
in
you're
Mario,
on the
there's
bike,
parts where you're
Rob
going
Schneider
up
on
when
the
you're
back and
flying.
stuff. Yeah.
There's even
Like Battletoads, it would be if that's in your side scroller list.
Y'all need to be better at picking your side scrollers.
Man, you better stop, man.
Y'all need to be better. Y'all terrible at picking side scrollers.
Oh man, what? There's even parts of on the Turtles games or the early on Turtles games.
Did I name any game?
I gotta throw one.
You
out there
named
before I forget.
Contra
Before I
though.
forget.
No, I
Double
didn't.
Dragon.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you
named
did
Turtles.
too.
Double Dragon. That was one of the best games.
Which one?
Yep. 1, 2, 3. They're all
of them.
I like
three
Double
of
Dragon
those.
2 on Game Boy.
3 was
1,
the
2,
one
and
where
3
on
was
the
amazing.
cover, it's like they're hanging from the plane, the helicopter or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Never
I
beat
had
it,
to
but
throw
it's my
that out there. I
favorite
was
one.
thinking
The
of one that I was like, man, there's something I am forgetting from my childhood.
Dude, there's a
I just thought of one
There's a
too.
bunch that I could have threw on this list, but then we'd be cheating, really hardcore cheating. Because there's a bunch that I wanted to put on here. Like Rygar was one of them for sure. The Double Dragon games for sure. There's a bunch of
Ninja
really
Gaiden.
good ones.
Ninja,
Yes.
yeah.
See, didn't even think, man. That's what
Like
I'm saying.
Ninja Gaiden for Game Boy. That's
I honestly wasn't even thinking, man. I was just like, let me just grab ones that I know I absolutely some of my favorites. Let me just put them over here, man.
Ha.
Yeah,
For me,
Ninja
was,
Gaiden.
How, Dre?
Nintendo.
Ninja
he saying-
Gaiden
wait,
on Game
is he
Boy
saying-
was
is he
a
saying-
side scroller.
Is he saying Ninja Gaiden, the OG ones are not side scrollers?
I never said that.
No.
Oh, I was about to
Oh,
say, Dre, you
whoa.
better stop.
Never said that. Never said that.
You better
Shinobi on
stop.
Genesis was
Never
another
said that. I never said that. Listen, why are you lying? Is it because I beat you in UFC 4?
Hey,
Is this?
you're on video.
Oh, my
Everybody saw
goodness.
you, so.
The only thing I didn't like about the first Double Dragon, man, was it was not, you could not play two-player co-op.
Mm.
And a lot of people forget about that. Do you guys remember that? Double Dragon, the first one, was not two-player co-op. You could have two people, but you could not play two-player co-op for whatever reason.
But, yeah.
Very weird. And a lot of people.
I mean, you can throw
don't
bad
remember
dudes in there.
Hey, that's a good one too. That's a good one too.
And that was actually a co-op.
Yeah. There's a bunch of good side scrollers, man. Like a bunch, man. That we're not even like naming or thinking about. A bunch for like even like some like more rare consoles.
Yeah, it's
there's
a lot.
bunch.
Definitely.
Wouldn't the first Ninja Turtles be considered a side scroller?
The first one is a side scroller.
Technically, yeah. If you're not, like I said, the only time that's not side scrolling
Is when you're on the map. When
Yeah.
you're on the map driving in the little thing. Man, that is a side scroller. You better, man, stop.
I don't make
You're gonna eliminate a lot of games if you're going on that thought process.
You add side scrollers.
But that is a side scroller, man. The main part of the game that you're playing is side scrolling. That's you either can go left or right.
I mean, you're literally
Or
on that
climbing up
map
a
just to
ladder.
go from like the sewer to the next level, and then what you gotta
Yeah.
dodge the little tank things.
Right.
See how my arm disappeared because of the nonsense y'all talking about?
Isn't it? Hey, okay. Oh, I got you, Dre. You named Sonic, then that's not a side scroller because there's plenty of parts on those
Bonus
games
stages.
that you're going
Hold
up
on.
and down.
Hold on.
No.
Now,
You're going
I
up and
counteract that.
down, swimming up and down, going to
Hold
different
on.
parts of the
Hold
boards.
on. I can counteract that. You're always going from left to right.
You're going up and down too.
Okay, what about the
You're going
bonus
from
stage?
left.
The bonus stages when you're not going up and down left when you're on the 3D
Yep.
map.
Wait,
Yeah.
which one?
The bonus stages when you're going straight and you're going.
It is.
through
It's
the
just that they're
little-
spinning. They're spinning.
What?
you're going from left to
No, when you're going
What do you
straight.
mean?
When you're going
Bro,
straight, man.
When you go through the ring,
no,
you go
not
on
that
stage
part.
that spins around.
Not
Even
that part.
if you have that stage static, you're still going from left to right. Also, in the other stage where you in a half pipe, the half pipe you're going in a straight line, so that could just be from left to right too.
That's
What are we
you're
talking about?
still going, man, Dre.
It's not as if you're going in three dimensions.
Hey,
You go from left to right.
Sonic is a side scroller, yes, but
I'm on point with mine.
It's the same thing that we're saying on ours.
No, it's not. I'm on point with mine. I know what I'm talking.
Oh boy.
I'll talk about it's open world, but it's those side scrolling. No, then it's open world.
No, it's
All right.
not.
Would you consider Power Rangers for Super NES side scroller?
Dre probably don't even remember that
Yes.
game. Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
All right, thank you.
Why wouldn't it be? You're going from left to right.
Yeah, it's side scrolling for the entire, like even when you're on the Megazord stages and you're
The
fighting.
Megazord stage turns into a fighting game, but
Yeah.
we're not talking about that.
Let's start doing some of these outros while we're still talking, man. While we're still talking. Chris, where can they find you, brother?
All right, y'all can find me at EOW Federation on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll keep it short.
Chef Daddy, Dustin, Jeffrey. where can they
Chef
find you?
Daddy _316 on Twitter. At Revelation _X on Twitch and on YouTube.
Nice, dude. Nice. Yo, Dre, where can they find you, my man?
Dre 41 Gaming, everything. Let me move out the way. Dre.
Hey.
Hey.
That's awesome.
Dre 41 Gaming, everything. That's it.
Everything. Dre.
Oh, hold
41
on.
Gaming.
I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna go ham. I was about to show. Hold on. Let me show you a flex.
Just go ham. Just flex.
Hold on, let me show you a flex real quick.
Just
About
flex.
to pull out the
Hold on.
business
You
card.
can't see the numbers, so it don't matter. But even on the card itself, ooh, we out here.
I like
We
that.
out here. Yeah. We're on the card
dude.
too.
That's
We out
awesome.
here. Okay.
Yo, the superior one. Spike, where can they find you?
If you're looking to watch me talk trash about wrestling and whatnot, there is the Superior One Spike account. That is the word superior, the number one, Spike, SPYKE. For the retro gaming and stuff, anything related to this, it's Spike, again with the Y, 3585.
Nice. I am the Tatted Up Gamer Dude. Of course, you can find me everywhere under Tatted Up Gamer Dude or Daniel, aka D. Make sure you follow us on Twitter or anywhere else that you find us. So, but yeah, definitely make sure you check us out. This is the Gamers Cast episode 10. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I kind of like winged it there, right there. That last second kind of was like, what am I talking about, dude? I've been up since like 5 this morning, or actually it was
Same.
5 this morning. I'm super tired, guys. But anyways, hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming out, guys. Whoever's watching this right now, still live. This is still the live part of this is still new to us. So, but we're doing the same thing that we always do. Hey, thanks for showing up, guys. Like I said, we were missing a couple of people tonight, man, but we did great without them. So they missed out. They missed out. But like always, you guys have a great one and game on.